Hey everyone, Dan Central here, and welcome to part 17 of my Let's Play Super Mario World playthrough. So I ended the last part in the ghost house because you'd already seen me complete it twice. So I then completed it off screen, and we're back on the map again. So we've now completed every route in this part, in the forest, that we need to do. So we're now going to carry on further down, and we're getting really close to Bowser's castle now, so it's looking really good. So we're going to go down now, and we're going to start this part off with Chocolate Island 1. Now a lot of these levels will be sort of chocolate themed, so this level's not too bad if you're not tiny, but them things get quite annoying at times because they just jump everywhere. Oh, you weren't meant to change direction. There we go. The smaller ones are probably more annoying than the bigger ones just because they jump a lot. No, you weren't meant to pick that up. Oh no. Oh! I didn't jump in time. I don't know what happened there, by the way. It froze for a second, but... Seeing as well, by doing all the switches that we did earlier, you'll notice that you can now stand easily on the floor. Whereas if you hadn't done all the switches, then not all of them would have been filled in, and it would have been even harder for us to run along the floor. So it's definitely a good idea to do this, to get all the switches. Okay, so I mean that level isn't too bad, but as I said, like sometimes when they come out of nowhere and then they change direction when you don't expect it, and you just ram straight into them, it can be such a pain. So this is a ghost house where you have to find a secret in order to complete it. You can't just run to, you know, a normal exit and then you're done. You have to actually find a secret. And this is probably one of my least favourite ghost houses. It does my head in because these ghosts, they just don't stop coming at you. And not just one of them, up to about 5. And not only that, the floor moves. So if you're not careful, you'll just fall through it. And then this guy here just makes it even harder. So you can't really jump because you'll die. And look how low he tries to fly as well. Oh, just give it a rest, will ya? Oh. Whoa. There we go. There's also no secrets at the top in that last bit, or even in this first part here, because I tried. And you know there isn't a secret if when you try and fly up, the camera doesn't actually follow you up there. If it stays stationary and then you just sort of hit the ceiling without the camera moving up with you, then you know there's nothing up there. Now, that's the secret there. You've got to get to that door. You can try and fly it with a feather, but I tried that a little while ago and I kept dying on them ghosts there. So the easiest way to do it is to let them ghosts follow you, look at them so they turn into blocks, and then jump up. There you go. That was quite good, actually. And that's how you do it. As I said, you can try and fly up there with your feather, but I tried a few times and I just died on that row of ghosts that was just flying about, so probably easier to use them ghosts as blocks. Right, and we've been able to save, which is brilliant. Now you'll notice that this level that we're on at the moment has got a red circle, which basically means you can either go left or you can go down, round in a circle and up to that tube at the top. So I can't remember which exit does what, or we'll just do one of them and then in the next part we'll do the other one. Right, yeah, I remember this level now. This level's a bit strange because you go through the exact same tube to do both different exits, yet it's really strange because, like, sometimes you go through the tube and you go to a certain part of the level, other times you go through this tube here and it takes you to a different part of the level. So it's kind of like how the tube's feeling. It's like, does the tube feel like taking you to this part here that I'm on now, or does it feel like taking me to another part where it's more sort of land-based and you haven't got to jump from one sort of tower to the next? But seriously, it is a case of the same tube takes you to two different parts of the level, whereas normally you have to find a secret tube. You'll see what I mean in the next part when I go back through that level. You'll see it takes you somewhere different. And I knew it was only a matter of time before I lost Joshi, so that's fine. I really could have done without that, because I actually had a feather in my window. I don't know why there's so many of them. Oh dear. Oh, there we go, wasn't too bad actually. And there we go, guys. So I think this way will take me to the left rather than up to the tube. Yeah, it will. Okay, and also this next level that we're on now also has two routes you can do as well. But you'll see there's a broken ship in the top left hand corner of the screen, and that's the level just before Bowser's lair, where all the levels are around his castle. So we're very nearly there now. But yeah, join me in part 18, where I'll go back to this level and I'll do the other route to that tube, and we'll do the same with that level, and then we'll progress even further. But yeah, what I'm saying is basically the tube in this level, there's the same tube, it takes you to two different things. Now, I'm sure it's something to do if you have to have certain things in order for it to take you a certain way, but I'm not sure, we'll see. Like, if I start recording the next part and it takes me to the exact same place it did in this part, I'll have to redo it again until it takes me to another part. It's really complicated, but you'll see what I mean in the next part. So I hope you enjoyed this part, everyone, and join me in part 18 when we'll go through the other secret to this level.